With Messi expected to be announced as a PSG player anytime soon, using Football Manager, I will have an attempt at rebuilding their current squad, including their new signings using a Tiki Taka template. With Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay and Sergio Aguero all joining the Catalonian club, we'll see where they can fit in and how well they can fit in too. Though Coleman used the back three system last season, I've opted to bring Barcelona back to their 4-3-3 as I feel that fits their current squad. So, before we talk tactics, if you enjoy watching football for free, then check this out. OneFootball and the RDF Tactics channel have chosen to collab once again. Downloading this app would help this channel out in many ways, but why exactly should you download it? The OneFootball app is an excellent app for football fans. It's the best place to check recent news, legally watch matches, yes, for free, and you can follow your team and be notified when something major happens. It's also great to check out the latest transfer rumours, and if you're like me, you don't want to miss out on any rumours. Transfer season can be fun. Once all the league starts up as well, it's a great app to check statistics. This channel creates recreations. Using the OneFootball app helps grab vital stats, but also you will have access to team lineups before the football match starts. This is a great app if you want to follow football around the world or get the latest news just on your team. So make sure you try it out, but it does also help this channel out a lot and gives it many great opportunities to grow. So give it a go and I promise you won't regret it. Also, don't forget, if you like my content and if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, like this video. Also, you can share it and leave a comment. So, first off on the screen, this is my current squad. In goal, I have, two goalkeepers. I have Neto and Ter Stegen. In defence, we have PK, Garcia, Arujo, Umtiti and Lenglet. Fullbacks are Wagu, Emerson, Sergio Roberto, Sergio Dest and Jordi Alba. As you can see, we're kind of light at left back. In midfield, we have Frankie de Jong, Sergio, Pjanic, Mariba and Coutinho. And then our attacking players are Ansu Fati, Pedri, Dembele, Aguero, Braithwaite, who we could possibly sell, Depay and Anton Griezmann. So with these players available, I will pop up what my preferred 11 would be. So in goal, of course, we have Ter Stegen. As our fullbacks, we have Sergio Dest and Jordi Alba. In centre back, we have Arujo with PK. In defensive midfield, we have Sergio as the holding. Then we have De Jong and Pedri as our two central midfielders. On the flanks, we have Griezmann on the right, Depay on the left. Both of them will be inverted. And then up top, we have Sergio Aguero. Using this 4-3-3, we can see the strengths and the weakness. The strengths provides a good balance with three central midfielders. Addition of a defensive midfielder allows for added balance in the four phases. System creates natural passing triangles, diamonds to progress play, and the formation can be naturally flexible and adapt to specific match situations. For the weaknesses, the fullbacks can become isolated if the wingers are not disciplined in the defensive transitions. A lack of a natural number 10 can mean that the supply from midfield to forwards becomes disjointed in and around the zone 14, although the system can shift to a 4-2-3-1 and the central forward can become isolated if the team operates in a 4-5-1 low block. So for the weaknesses, we aren't going to be operating in a low block, so the central forward shouldn't become isolated at all. And for the lack of number 10, well, we are going to be using a trequartista up top, which he should be dropping deep into those attacking midfield areas. But also our wingers should be cutting in, inverting, so it should kind of close that gap in those attacking areas as well. So when we are in possession, this is what I want the shape to be. We have three at the back now, with the defensive midfielder dropping in alongside the two central defenders. We have our two central midfielders and then our two wingers should cut in into those half spaces, allowing the two fullbacks to then push up. Out of possession, we can deploy kind of a 4-1-4-1 formation, or it can be a 4-5-1 as well. Now, importantly, when we are progressing the attack, the setup should aim to make the pitch as big as possible. For us, we are going to be using our wing backs to try and achieve this. Both Jordi Alba and Sergio Dest are expected to push up and make sure they maintain their width. The three forwards in the system operate high for a more direct ball that pins back the opposition defence deeper, creating more space in between the lines. Now, we can create more space for the likes of De Jong and Pedri to kind of play make as well. they have some quality on the ball, we want them to be in much space as possible. But also, though we are playing a Tiki Taka, I don't want to completely disregard any direct balls. If the direct ball is on, especially to our attacking players, then they can opt for that ball. This setup also promotes natural passing angles, creating triangles and diamonds all over the pitch. Also, the setup creates a numerical overload in the first phase, even if the opposition centre forward and wingers engage higher. And in the attacking phase, since we are using a trequartista, Russell Pope has a screenshot here of how to utilise a false 9 in a 4-3-3, but we are using a trequartista instead. Now the two aren't very different. The trequartista in Football Manager also operates in those attacking midfield areas and can do similar things, such as by dropping deeper, the trequartista can create a triangle or diamond between the midfield and the attackers, but also if he does drop, this can drag a central defender out, leaving space for either the inside forward, Griezmann, or the inverted winger, Memphis Depay, to then exploit that gap in the central area. And finally, because we are operating in a high block, which I find is key for kind of a tiki-taka possession based system, the man orientated press as well is going to be important for us. But what you're seeing on the screen is also what I'm trying to achieve in Football Manager, which is going to be fairly difficult. We aren't going to get everything here correct, but things like the fullbacks to track the opposition fullbacks is exactly what we want to try and achieve when the opposition are trying to build up or when we are pressing high. So those are the ideas for the tactic in Football Manager. We are now going to go into Football Manager to have a look at the tactic. So for the Barcelona rebuild, this is the 4-3-3 that I have created for Barcelona in Football Manager. Bear in mind, this is just Football Manager. In real life, it's kind of difficult to try and predict what formation Ronald Koeman would go for. So we're going to go through the team instructions, the player roles and the instructions as well. For the mentality, we are using a positive mentality, which is of course very important. We are trying to be more positive but nothing too attacking. We want to try and hold on to the ball and create chances whilst being in possession, knocking the ball about. For the attacking width, I have set it to very narrow. I do want our players very close together, but also I want to channel our passes into the central areas as well. For the approach play, we are going to be playing out from the back, of course, which is very vital when we are playing a possession based tactic, and then we are going to focus our play through the middle. Using this instruction with this tactic, I noticed this actually got our wider players, well, our inside forward and our inverted winger, more involved in the play, bringing themselves more into the central channels as we build up our play. For the passing directness, we are using much shorter, and for the tempo, we are using slightly higher. Nothing too fast, but we do want to move the ball about in a more urgent fashion. And in the final third, we are going to be sending in whipped crosses, but we are also going to work the ball into the box. When we are in transition, when the possession has been lost, we are going to try and counter press, try and win the ball back as soon as possible. Of course, possession based sides are more successful when they do have the ball. And when possession has been won, we are going to hold our shape, trying to maintain our shape, but also try and maintain possession. When the goalkeeper is in possession, the only instruction he has is to take short kicks. Out of possession now for the defensive width, we are using a much higher line of engagement. With a higher defence line, we are trying to squeeze the pitch as well, making it more difficult for the opposition to play. We are using an offside trap with a narrow defensive width. For the marking and tackling, we are using tighter marking to try and get a man orientated press, with the pressing intensity set to more urgent and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now for the player roles, in goal we have a sweeper keeper on the defensive duty. Both of our fullbacks are wing backs on the attacking duty, and they are instructed to cross aim at the far post. In central defence, we have two ball playing defenders as well. They are instructed to pass it shorter to try and maintain possession a little, but also they can dribble more with the ball, bringing it forward, searching for a better passing angle. In defensive midfield, we have a deep line playmaker on the supportive duty. This will be the Sergio role. He too is going to be passing it shorter, try and maintain that possession. In central midfield, we have a box-to-box midfielder who's going to roam from his position, while his midfield partner is a central midfielder on the support duty. He's instructed to take more risk, dribble more with the ball, get further forward, but also roam from his position. In the attacking midfield area on the flanks, we have an inside forward on the right for the Griezmann role. He too is going to cross aim at the far post but also sit narrower. And on the left we have an inverted winger, someone that's more creative and has less responsibility on scoring goals, but he too is instructed to cross aim at the far post and get further forward. Lastly, up top for the Sergio Aguero role, we are using a trequartista and he is instructed to shoot more often. I really wanted to get Sergio Aguero on the score sheet as often as possible. So that there is my Barca rebuild 4-3-3. So now what we're going to do is skip a whole season ahead with Barcelona, see how well they get on, how well the new signings did as well, and how well potentially Barcelona can do in real life if they choose to use my 4-3-3 Tiki Taka, which is unlikely of course, but let's check out the results. So in La Liga, well, we absolutely smashed it. We played 38 games, we won 35 of those, drawing 3, losing no games whatsoever. By the way, this is actually on holiday mode as well. I'm not the one playing it, I've skipped the whole season. We have a goal difference of 85 and the points tally is on 108. Absolutely incredible, but in the Champions League we didn't do too well. We got knocked out in the first round by Dortmund. We actually lost 3-1 at the Nou Camp as well. Very disappointing. We lost 5-3 on aggregate. That there is very disappointing as we are expected to reach at least the semi-final. In the Copa del Rey we didn't do too well as well in that competition. We got knocked out in the 5th round by Real Betis, and in the Supercopa de España we got knocked out in the semi-final by Real Sociedad. So in the cups we didn't do well at all. We didn't even do okay. We did very poor. But in La Liga, we did absolutely fantastic. So we got some mixed results, as you can say. For the statistics, for the most goals, Barcelona, we scored 99 goals. We had the most shots for and the fewest shots against. For the best pass completion ratio, it is Barcelona on 91%. And for most possession, Barcelona again on 56%. For the most tackles won, of course, we aren't in the top 8, which should be a good thing as we're supposed to be on the ball. For the most dribbles made, Barcelona's 3rd with 102. For the most clean sheets, Barcelona 26, and for the fewest conceded, Barcelona with 14. For the player statistics, for the top goal scorer, Luis Suarez with 20 goals in the La Liga, but Sergio Aguero with 15 and Pjanic also scored 13. For the most assists, Miralem Pjanic with 15 assists. For the most key passes, we also have Pjanic with 234, a lot of key passes played. For the pass completion, Gerard Piqué with 97%, Lenglet with 96, and Ronald Araujo with 96 as well. For the tackles won, we don't have anybody in the top 8. For the most dribbles made, again, nobody in the top 8. For the most clean sheets, we have Ter Stegen with 17, Neto with 9, and for the fewest conceded, we have Neto with 4 and Ter Stegen on 10. And now we're going to check how the players or the new signings got on, especially for the top goal scorers. We have Sergio Aguero on 17 goals, Pjanic on 14, Depay on 10, Dembele managed to score 9, Ansu Fati scored 9, Lenglet scored 8, but it was really a team effort with the goals scored. As you can see, basically everybody got a goal or 2 in the Barcelona squad. For the assists, Pjanic by far was the most creative player. Griezmann though wasn't too bad. Sergio Dest done well, Coutinho, Pedri and Sergio all done well creatively for me as well. So if we look at Aguero, he played 32 games in all competitions, scoring 17 goals, getting 2 assists. He had an XG of 12.42, so he overperformed his XG in all competitions, getting an average rating of 7.04. Memphis Depay, also a new signing. He didn't start every single game. In fact, he was rotated a lot. He started 15, but in all competitions, he managed to score 10 goals, getting 5 assists, overperforming on his XG as well, getting an average rating of 6.99. And lastly, for the new signings, we have Eric Garcia, but he didn't really play too often during the season. As you can see, he only played 1 game or started 1 game in La Liga. But the purpose of this video was just all fun and games. It's a 4-3-3 based around Tiki Taka, which you can download for your Barcelona saves if you choose to. But again, this video was just for fun to see how well Barcelona can cope without Messi. but they done very well in Football Manager, and now it's time to see how well they can do in real life. Unfortunately, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you are subscribed, make sure you like the video, and also you can leave a comment as well or share the video. And if you don't mind, it would be appreciated as well if you download the app using the link in the description. That would help this channel out a lot. But my name is RDF. It's been a pleasure recording this video for you guys. I'll see you soon, and don't stay away for too long. I have a lot more content to be coming. See ya and stay safe.